this video we will talk about level design, structure and methodology. When it comes to level design, when we are choosing the correct structure and methodology at the early stage will have a very good impact on the game design. So whenever we are going to create a game, so first we need to think what kind of structure we are going to use, what kind of methodology we are going to use for the game. So once we have decided these are the structure we are going to choose, these are the methodologies we are going to use, then our job is kind of easy. Okay, so the creation also will become easier and they will have a very large impact on the creation. So we don't have any bugs in the creativity side, we won't be having any problem, all this stuff. Once we have decided what type of content a particular level requires, what kind of hierarchy in the game it requires the content. So all these things once we have decided, it will determine what kind of structure we are going to apply to the level. So whenever we have decided to design a level, what kind of content we are going to have, what kind of building we are going to have, what kind of scenery we are going to use, what kind of architecture we are going to use, what kind of building we are going to use, all these things we need to decide. So and we need to see that where it actually exists in the hierarchy of the game. So the continuity between the characters, between the structures, everything is important. So when we are going to decide this is the type of level we are going to design, for example, our game depends on the future world. So the buildings, the structure, the environment which is going to be used in the game, it should be apt for the future. So I cannot have a Witcher 3 environment in the Cyberpunk game. Cyberpunk is a futuristic game. Futuristic, it is happening after 20 to many years in future. Witcher 3 is happening in the olden age. So there is two different types of structure hierarchy we need to follow. So and when it comes to most cases, a part of the game design, it will be determined at the stage of discussion. So once we have decided, since that determines the structure as a whole across the game. Okay. So when it comes to level design, there are three types of level design. One is linear level. Okay. One is linear level. Next one is non-linear level, and another one is that is semi-linear. Okay. So linear level, non-linear level, semi-level. So we will be seeing first what is a linear level, then we will be going to non-linear level, then that is first, then we are going to see semi-linear level, then non-linear level. What is this linear level? Is that when a level is designed, whether it is going to follow a strict line laid out for the players to follow, so then it is said to be linear. there is no deviation will be given for the player. So if he is going to walk across a room, he need to follow single lane. Okay, so his end goal is collecting 3 bags, for example, or he need to open 3 chests. So he need to open a particular first chest, then he is going to open the second chest, then third he is going to open the third chest. So this is linear. So if I am going to break out of this concept and give a leverage to the player that he can pick the first chest, then he can pick the third chest, then he can pick the second chest, means we are breaking out of this linear level methodology. So we need to think in such a way that when we are going for the linear level, it should be in a strict straight line. Okay. For example, whenever we are going to talk about this gameplay, we can tell that it is kind of a gameplay which is on rail. Okay, so it's kind of a rail. So rail will be following a single lane, right? So it will not jump from one lane to another lane. Okay, so it will follow in the same lane and it will be going to the destination. For example, first it will be starting at the station 1, means it will be following the same rail lane and it will go to the train's destination point. It can be station 2. So if it is going for the station 5, it will follow the same lane only. Okay, so in such a way that whenever we are going to design a game, whenever we are going to design a level for a game, by using linear level, we are going to strictly follow that particular route. So one important thing with this linear level is the player cannot deviate from that. Okay, the player will not be allowed to deviate from that. So for example, NFS race, so the player need to follow a particular lane. So the player need to follow the road and it should be reached, the final destination can be reached only through checkpoint. Okay, so without the passing the checkpoint, we cannot say that the car have completed its destination. So again, he need to turn back and he cannot go inside a shortcut route. He need to follow a particular path. He cannot deviate from that path. Okay. So again, this is one example. Another example might be there can be a gameplay odd in which the game should be completed, which is a predetermined order by the designer. If he is going to find, for example, investigation game, for example, if you take, so first he need to go inside a room and he need to see the area where the particular incident have or event have happened. So we can make sure that if there is a kind of a investigation should be done on the table or a bed or a closet, we can say that, and once it is done, we can tell that the player is allowed to go to the another view or another scenery or another environment where he can complete the particular level by going and doing certain event which is specified by the designer. Okay, so here, although pure linearity is becoming less prevalent than it used to be, it still has a place in video games. So because of open world games, this linearity have a bit of a backward, step back little bit, but even in open world games, certain times to complete a level, this linear levels are used. Without completing a certain objective, you cannot go to the next objective. Inside the level itself I am talking. So without, for example, in Witcher 3, the main character should collect a herb. Then he need to create a medicine. Then he need to give it to a particular character, NPC. So this is a flow which should be followed in the same order. We cannot deviate from that order. Okay, without collecting the herb, the character cannot create the medicine. Without creating the medicine, he cannot give it to another character. Okay, this is all interrelated and this all have a relationship. Okay,